Welcome to Mike's Man Cave, and today we're going to unbox and take a closer look at the Worley Auto Parts radiator. This is an aluminium radiator that I've bought for my GLI Falcon. The reason I got this is because the radiator that was in the car has died. It split one of the end plastic tanks and was leaking all the coolant out, and it can't really be fixed. So I went round to a few local radiator places who were going to replace it with another plastic tank radiator, which I didn't like the idea of. So I found this one online. These are readily available on eBay from various sellers. You just need to find the seller that will ship to your area. So this is supposedly a fully compatible, full aluminium radiator with no plastic tanks. And it's got a 3-core centre, which is supposed to be about 30% more efficient than the standard radiator. So let's get it out the box and have a closer look. Well, here's the radiator out of the box. It looks really nice. I don't mind the finish on it. It looks pretty good. This radiator is thicker because it's a 3-core centre, so that should make it more efficient than the standard one. The only concern that I've got really is the fit into the car, but this is something that we'll be looking at very shortly. I'm hoping it's going to be compatible with the factory Thermo fans. There seems to be some brackets on here, and there's brackets there and brackets there. That's your connections for the transmission lines, I'm guessing. And here's the connection for the radiator hoses. And there. And this is for the overflow tank, or the return from the overflow tank back into the radiator. The top looks nice. It looks quite nicely finished. As you can see here, the welds look to be good quality, and I'm hoping there's not going to be any leaks. The finish is quite nice. Here's the mounting brackets, which will hopefully line up with the factory mounts. Here's the other one. And here's the front of the radiator. That's going to be facing forward. And you can see the additional thickness there. I will compare it to the standard one once I take it out of the car, just so you can have a look at the difference. So overall, first impressions are quite good. I'm quite happy with what I've got here. Now all I'm hoping for is for it to fit as good as it looks. So let's get the other radiator pulled out so we can do a comparison. Here's the original radiator still in the car before I take it out. You can see the plastic end tanks there. They're just plastic, just crimped to the centre part where the cooling fins are, and these are the factory Thermo fans. And here's the other tank, and as you can see, it's all plastic. And down there, down here, this part is where it's actually split, and all the water or coolant leaked out and caused the car to overheat, so you can't really drive it at the moment. And I have spoken to some other people and done a little bit of research, and apparently it's a common problem in these cars. It's one of their weak points, is these plastic radiator tanks. They split and then your car overheats. You can even see the transmission coolant lines here going straight into the plastic. Now, there's not a whole lot of extra space there. There's a little bit, as you can see. So I'm hoping the bigger core radiator will fit, and I'm hoping that the factory Thermo fans and everything else will just fit straight back in. So let's pull out this radiator and see how it compares to the new one that I've bought. I have now taken out the Thermo fans, which literally took 30 seconds. Okay, there was one bolt on this side which went in that way, and there was one bolt that went in there. And once we had taken those two out, all we had to do was disconnect this plug, which powers the thermo fans, and lift them straight out the top. And that was it. It was that easy. They're gone. So now we've got the radiator still in here, which is really only just held in by that and that. Okay, so there's one bolt on each side holding in the radiator. We have to disconnect the hose, take that bolt out, disconnect that, take that bolt out, and take these off. There's one at the top, one at the bottom there, and take off the bottom radiator hose. And with some luck, this will lift straight out. Now, the core in the old radiator measures about 30 millimeters in thickness. The core on the new radiator measures just over 55 mil. So yes, it's a fair bit thicker. The tanks measure 60 mil, so let's check the other tanks. And these tanks seem to measure around 60 mil for the actual tank, which is this part here. And the crimp around the outside makes it seem a little bit bigger. I've now fitted the thermo fans to the radiator, and that was quite good. It's a pretty good fit, as you can see there. It just uses a factory mounting point there, and it just clips into the bottom. Now I had to bend these out to match the radiator, but that's not a problem. And same on this side. Okay, it's very, very secure. It's not going anywhere. And it's mounted there. So it pretty much mounts up like the factory fans did on the factory radiator. Now I've got the radiator out of the car. This was a bit more of a pain. And the hardest part was getting these radiator hoses off, especially the bottom one there. That was very difficult to get off. And to get this one off here, the center one, I actually had to take out the battery, and that's only because I just literally could not reach down there with the battery in place and the radiator in place to undo that clip. So now the battery's out, the radiator's out, everything's disconnected, and me being me, while I've got it all apart, I'm going to degrease all that. You can see all the grease down here, along there, and also a lot of dirt down the bottom there, which I'm going to hit up with a degreaser. Okay, these cleanups are a lot more difficult when the whole car's together, so while I've got these parts out, let's clean it up a bit. Now the radiator's bolted in place, it's very solid. We've used the factory original bolts and rubbers, and the same on that side, as you can see there. It seems to be pretty much a perfect fit. Everything seems to line up, and everything seems to work so far. Okay, it's nice and neat along here. The top of it is nicely finished. And now it's just a matter of reconnecting all the hoses. You're better off doing that bottom hose and the side one here before you put the fans back in, because it gets very tight once the fans are back in. Next stage of the install is now complete. All the hoses are connected. You can see everything connected up there, up here, down the side there, and the top radiator hose as well. So next stage we'll be putting the thermo fans back in, which should just slip in. You'll take this out of the way and they should just drop into that space with some luck. Okay, here it is, we're all done. Everything's put back together and nice and clean. I've given everything a bit of a wipe over and a bit of a clean. Here's the new radiator cap that's going on there. Here we are, job's all done, everything's put back together. Thermo fans installed again, everything's been cleaned up, wiped over, batteries fitted again. I've left the radiator cap off because we still need to fill that up. It is a little bit of a tight fit with the thermo fans, but they did go back in there. There's only a very small gap. The cold air induction still fits perfectly, same as before, and you can see the radiator is in there. There's only a small gap between the air conditioning pulley and the Thermo fan motor, but it still seems to be plenty of space to not cause any issues, hopefully. All I'm going to do now, I've bought a bottle of radiator corrosion protection. This is a Nylon brand, which I prefer to use, and it's good for 3 years or 100,000 Ks, so that should be fine. I'll be changing it before then anyway. So all I'll be doing is emptying this bottle into the coolant tank up there and topping it up with rainwater, and that will be job done. I've now topped up the coolant level, and I'm just running the engine just to warm it up, circulate the coolant and check for leaks. So far I haven't found any leaks, so it's all good. And I'll just turn on the heating and circulate all the coolant within the cooling system, wait for the fans to kick in and make sure everything seems to work properly. So far so good, no problems at all. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos from Mike's Man Cave. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.